Hey, Daryl here, and this is my daily devotional. So I grew up in central Ohio, and my mom and dad's family were from Kentucky, and so we would regularly go visit and have to cross the Ohio River. And so I was quite familiar with the Ohio River, especially around the Cincinnati area. A big river. And so, growing up in Sunday school, I've always learned the lesson of God parting the water of the Jordan so Israel could cross over on dry land. And whenever I conjured up pictures in my mind of the Jordan River, I conjured up a river similar to the mighty Ohio River. Boy, was I ever disappointed. Back in the mid-90s, I had a chance to travel that direction, and we went from the country of Jordan, crossed the Jordan River into Israel. There were the bunkers on both sides from previous wars, and it was an area where we were told, do not take pictures. But of course, I did one of these numbers out of the bus and clicked a picture under my arm of that river we crossed. Let me just say, in my younger years, when I may have been a little athletic, I really think I could have taken a running jump and jumped the river. That's how small it was. Now, over the course of that week, we did visit other sites of the Jordan River and saw a few, like just south of the Sea of Galilee, where they suspect is near the area John the Baptist baptized Jesus. It was a little wider, but it was definitely not a raging river. It was more like a serene farm pond. A beautiful area. But one thing that I do read when I read this text, it says to us in Joshua chapter 3 at verse 15, now the Jordan is at flood stage all during the harvest. So at least there must have been some sort of flooding going on where it was much broader than it was the day that we crossed it on a bus. Well, that's my experience. One experience. Personal experience crossing the Jordan River. Nevertheless, God did a miracle and allowed these priests holding the Ark of the Covenant to stand on dry land as the children of Israel passed over the promised land. Now let me read. It says to us in Joshua 3 verse 14. So when the people broke camp to cross the Jordan, the priests carrying the Ark of the Covenant went ahead of them. Now the Jordan is at flood stage all during harvest. Yet as soon as the priests who carried the Ark reached the Jordan and their feet touched the water's edge, the water from upstream stopped flowing. It piled up in a heap a great distance away at a town called Adam in the vicinity of Zerathon, while the water flowing down to the sea of the Arabah, the Salt Sea, was completely cut off. The Salt Sea, that would be the Dead Sea, was completely cut off. So the people crossed over opposite Jericho. The priests who carried the Ark of the Covenant of the Lord stood firm on dry ground in the middle of the Jordan, while all of Israel passed by until the whole nation had completed the crossing on dry ground. That's a tremendous miracle. Twice in their excursion from Egypt, they've crossed over water. Now, the Red Sea, that's a grand body of water, and the water was taken back, and they crossed over in dry land. And now they're crossing the Jordan at flood stage, and once more the water is held back, and the priests stand on dry ground. God's got a miracle to get you where he wants you to be, and that was the miracle we see here. in the life of Israel. God bless you. Good day.